Hello students, in my last video you have studied open word class, noun, and today we'll talk about the next open word class, and that is verb. You know that we try to understand these classes on the three tests. The first is form, function and meaning. So let's understand one by one. Verb, the symbol of which is capital V, and its function. Here the function means its function in sentence. So how it functions, how it works. And in earlier video I told you that the basic function of verb is, in a sentence, it is a predicator. So we'll try these things in detail. Now take for example, the dog bark. So this is a sentence, the dogs bark, and you know that this is a verb and this is noun phrase because its head is noun. Now in this sentence, the dog bark, in this sentence you see here this phrase functions as subject of that sentence, and this verb functions as predicator. And since this is verb and it works as main verb, this is called verb phrase. For that you have to understand things first, that the pattern of sentences is generally subject plus verb plus object, subject plus verb. For example, I killed a rat. So this is subject, this is verb. So subject, predicate and object. So yes plus V, object here predicate, here it means verb. Generally we understand predicate as verb. So this is a pattern, yes plus V plus O. These are the patterns, there are 7 patterns of sentences in English. So yes plus, this is subject. For example, the bird flies, or the glass breaks. One more pattern of sentence you find in English language is subject plus verb plus complement. For example, she is beautiful. So here subject, verb and beautiful, this is adjective, it works as, it functions as complement. One more, subject plus verb plus object plus complement. For example, they elected him leader. So here they is subject, here it is verb, it is object of this verb, and this is complement. So there are, these patterns are always used in making sentences, and according to the pattern our word classes work there. Now the dog, let's take the same example, continue with this example. The dogs are barking. So in this sentence, this are barking, since barking is verb here and it works as main verb. This is verb also, but here it is auxiliary verb. This are is auxiliary helping verb. This is main verb and auxiliary verb. So here it works as predicator and this is verb page. We can also extend this sentence. The dogs must have been barking. The whole this phrase is total verb phrase. This total is noun phrase, and the pattern is subject plus predicate, yes plus V, yes plus P, or you can say V, and this is main verb. These are all auxiliaries. You can say verb small with cap letter. These are all auxiliaries. So in this way, the predicator functions mainly as verb functions mainly as predicator in a sentence. So if you talk about the form of verb, you realize that sometimes this, by understanding the spelling of that verb, you can understand it is a verb. For example, suffixes are helpful in this way. For example, real, we attach IZE and we make it realize. Classify. So even with this second test, you can also understand the verb, the word, whether that class is verb or not. The important thing about the verb is that there are full verbs, and the full verb has 5 different forms. This is important. VO, VS, VED, VING, and VEN. So you see that the form of verbs, these are the 5 forms of a verb. For example, work, works, worked, working, and worked. We call this as a present tense form. Base form we call it. We call this third person singular form. This is past tense form. This is past participle ing form, and we also know that this is past participle form. So this work is a regular verb. Even with the irregular verb, we also that, for example, go. goes, went, going, and gone. So when these these verbs are used in a sentence, for example, he goes, this whole is verb phrase in which the form is vs. We have to understand, and it works as this verb phrase works as predicator. So remember this table, so it becomes very easy for you to understand the verb class word.